Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CMtrading. Today is August 30th, 2019, and today is Friday morning. So looking at the major economic events of the day, coming out at 2:30 South African time, out of the United States coming out, personal spending results numbers coming out. Now, I wouldn't weigh in too much to this number, neither the Canadian dollar monthly GDP number that's coming out as well, as these numbers are usually already factored in, number one. Number two, the markets right now are mostly news driven, and taking a look at that, the Forex symbols, US dollar gets stronger across the board as China-US relations get a little bit better. I don't know what that means, but that's what the market is saying, and as a result, the markets rallied. Dow Jones continued its upward momentum and breaking its resistance at 26,300-ish level, but the question is how far? Now, looking at this NASDAQ, it didn't break out higher, and that's the point that I want to draw, and we'll take a look at that in just a moment. Now, as a result, gold sold off as the Dow Jones continues to rally, and looking at the stocks, Alcoa bounced off support. That was the one that took us lower. And lastly, looking at the cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin continues to trickle down, affecting the rest of the market as well. So let's take a look at today's trading and see what we can expect. So we're really back on our lows here when we're looking at the Euro USD breaking this 1079-ish level, and this is basically just trickling down. I mean, this was really just something that this was a spike, and this is called fading the news, and as such, you know, we're right back down to our lows, and this could continue selling lower. Okay, then the question is how much is it going to be propelled and how far? And looking at a daily chart, just to give you a perspective of it, that's a new low, a 2-year new low. Okay, so you got to look at a weekly chart just to give you a perspective further. And the next real support level is 110-ish level, and we're only about 45 pips away from that. Okay, so with that said, that's my next real support level. If we break that 110-ish level, we could see us further decline to this 109. Now, looking at the GBP USD, we're back on our support level, okay, right after this massive, I don't want to call it massive rally, but it was a nice upwards trend line that we had, and it did break it, okay? Now, things have changed, all right? We're going to be trading between these two ranges, I believe, between 121.75-ish level and 122.70-ish level for some time, unless we break this area. Okay, if we do break this area and we see some sort of correction against the US dollar, we could see the dollar actually getting stronger, and it's across the board. That's what's nice about this. Now, looking at the commodities, we're still going to start with gold right here. Gold retracing at 1541. You can see it as clear as day. Okay, couldn't break above it. Certainly not the 1550. However, if we look at a daily chart, or weekly chart, excuse me, we'll see that, you know, it's the first red candle that we've had. Okay, so that means that's the first time on a weekly basis that we've actually retraced. Now, going into a monthly, you can't really see it, right? You can't really see the retracement so much, and it just seems like it's retracing off of our previous support level and then subsequent resistance level. Okay, so this is something to consider, because if we do break, like I've mentioned this, if we do break this 1540-ish level and we get into the 1600, then we're going to head up to maybe even 2000. Okay, but before that happens, we got to break this massive number here at 1540. Okay, this is really a massive number. It's not going to happen today, it's not going to happen tomorrow, but as you know, the market actually digests some of these issues between the United States and China, you know, I think that this is something that's going to be into the spectrum going into 2020. Now, looking at oil, we're at the top of that range, okay, in the Fibonacci retracement area, okay, at 5685-ish level. Now, you know, it's hurricane season, okay, and there's a hurricane due to hit Florida, might not disrupt the flow of oil that comes into the Gulf of Mexico, which is a major port of oil for the United States, actually the major port of oil for the United States. So with that said, okay, these prices are very much affected by that. So far, it's not affected by it, okay? So I'd like to see some continuation here, because it's really the energy stocks that are pushing the Dow Jones higher. Now, looking at that Dow Jones, this is what I'm talking about. Now, this is not a bona fide break resistance area, okay? It is trading at 26,404-ish level, but that could still retrace. I'd like to see it hover around the 26,500-ish level to really be something to consider. Now, my support level looking down at it is 26,333. So if it does break it on the downside, then this was just a fake out. okay? And as the market continues to get back into swing of things next week, as the summer holiday is pretty much over across the board internationally, then I expect things to start picking up. Now, the question is that are we going to see a retracement here? And that's really the million-dollar question that will lead us into September trading. So that's something to really consider today. Now, looking at the NASDAQ, though, we're not higher, okay? And this was really the one that was propelling us higher, okay? We're trading at 77.69. That was our resistance level. We're right now at 77.16 and not breaking out higher to the 78-ish level, okay, which is really where we want to be in order to be in consistency with the Dow Jones. Now, looking at the stocks, the only one to really jump into is Alcoa, because it was the one that showed that green candle on a weekly, right? Just like we saw the green candle, the red candle on the gold, we're seeing the green candle here on Alcoa. So maybe this is a turning point, maybe for the interim, but we've got to see that actually for the long term. Now, looking at Bitcoin, we're trading lower here at 94.40-ish level, and this is really support level where we're at support. Okay, this is our second support level, so this is really a point to break. So if it does break it, I do expect it to retrace down to 9,000. Okay, that's definitely a possibility, and that could even still happen today. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish everybody a great trading day. Thank you.